record of Dr. Neil Sample, expert economist in this case, and Don Kiefer, hospital administrator.
Now, I'd like to make one clarification. In pretrial, you did discuss these depositions and wanted some constructively read into the record. Did I misunderstand your pretrial?
That's correct, Your Honor. Yes.
So are these already constructively read into the record?
In their entirety, but only for the sake of time.
So this is just brief portions of these?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there any objection to them reading these portions?
No, Your Honor, again, as long as I'm allowed to object as we go along.
All right.
My colleague will take a stand and play Dr. Neil Sample, and I'll ask the questions.
Do you have any objection to him taking the stand and playing this out?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
As I mentioned, Your Honor, this is Dr. Neil Sample. He was hired as an expert economist in this case. If I could, I'd like to direct the court's attention, or opposing counsel's attention, to page 6 of his deposition. Question is, how did you calculate lost potential earning capacity?
Answer. As you can see from the second table attached to my report, Lansing has a significant lost potential earning capacity. Lansing will obtain a 4-year degree from the university. Therefore, the minimum lost potential earning capacity is $59,661 per year. Based on the percentage, there is a 69% chance of Lansing working in any given year. The adjusted lost potential earning capacity is $41,166.
Question, is that likely?
Answer. Actually, it is much more likely that Lansing's lost potential earning capacity will be significantly higher, namely $139,599 per year as Lansing is going to medical school. The adjusted lost potential earning capacity is far greater, approximately $96,323.
So what does that add up to in your estimation?
With a 4-year degree, Lansing's lost potential earning capacity is $1,823,654.
Skipping down, but also on page 7, question is that all?
Answer is no. With a medical degree, the lost potential earning capacity is $4,267,109.
Now moving to page 9. Question, is your testimony based on the assumption that this disease is so debilitating that it renders Reese Lansing unable to work from the symptoms forward?
Answer, yes.
What if he gets a transplant? Might these assumptions change?
Answer, the assumptions will not change.
Your Honor, that's all the deposition of Dr. Neil Sample we'd like to read in.
All right. Before you begin with the next one, do you want to read in any portions of that deposition?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Moving on to Don Kiefer, hospital administrator at Allister City Hospital. On page 2. Question, you know now that the forms that Reese completed did not list a birth year, correct? Near the bottom of the page.
Yes. Answer, correct.
How did you miss that?
Patients fail to fill out forms completely all the time. Sometimes it's an issue, sometimes it is not.
What do you mean?
The forms are very comprehensive. We input this information into our computer system. We also scan the form itself so the physician may look at the information if an issue arises. If the information is missing, it might already be in our computer system. In this case, it was.
Why was Reese's birth year already in the computer?
Because Reese Lansing was born at Allister City Charity Hospital.
Question, you're kidding. You had the information to know Reese was a minor in your computer?
Answer, we had the birth year, but our computer did not kick it out as a problem.
Why didn't it?
Our system identifies missing information. The birth year was there.
Explain that.
If the computer is missing information, you get an error message when you try to exit. It says you need zip code or you need phone number. If it is necessary, we go back to the patient and ask the question again, or force the patient to provide the missing information.
But the computer did not beep here.
No.
Okay, moving on to page 7 of the deposition.
Your Honor, at this time, I understand it's not part of the deposition testimony that's being read out loud right now, but it is part that has been constructively entered in between the last question and where we're going next. On page 4, Your Honor, there is quite a bit of discussion about the change in the computer system, that they have fixed the problem since the incident in this case, and as such, we would object to all of that testimony as subsequent remedial measures.
Response?
That's fine with us. We don't intend to bring that out to the jury.
Okay, can you give me a specific portion that we will redact from that record that's being constructively entered?
Certainly, Your Honor. On page 4, right, the question right after they ended, that states we have fixed the problem, going all the way through, let's see, page 6.
Page 6, and you're okay with page 4, starting with we have fixed through page 6 being redacted?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that will be redacted. Continue.
So on to page 7. Question is, to be clear, during pre-op, Reese provided the correct social security number,
Answer, yes.
and you confirm that the social security number was correct,
Yes.
but there was not a beat because he was a minor.
No, there wasn't. The information was already there, it just wasn't noticed.
Okay, now moving to page 9. The last question on the page. Doesn't the hospital have a non-delegable duty to make certain that healthcare providers have the necessary information before op?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for a legal opinion.
Response?
That is a proper opinion based on his rationally based perception.
Outside the presence of the jury for a moment, can we discuss what is that statement that he's about to?
Your Honor, his statement is, my lawyer instructed me not to answer that question, and as such, in addition to it being an improper opinion, there's no probative value to this question.
What's the answer to that question?
My lawyer instructed me not to answer that question.
Not the answer
Is
is?
the answer. So there's no probative value, you can't even give an answer.
Okay, and your response?
I stand by my earlier argument that this is just an opinion based on his rationally based perception.
I will sustain. Please move on.
Your Honor, I think that is it for Don Kiefer and for all of our deposition testimony.
All right, is there anything you want to read into that deposition?
No, Your Honor.